A pair of Israeli and Palestinian activists and travel guides are coming together to share their personal tragedies as they fight for peace in the Middle East. In the new book titled The Future is Peace, A Shared Journey Across the Holy Land, the authors explore each other's journeys across Israel and Palestinian territories. They detail how they each lost family members in the war and what brought them together in a time of division. And they join us today. Maoz Inon and Aziz Sara are co-authors and co-CEOs of Interact International, a nonprofit dedicated to Middle East peace. Thank you both so much for joining us. Your book is really going to be inspirational, I'm sure, at a time like now. Tell us about what you guys call your brotherhood, how you've come together, and how you've been able to overcome what for so many in your part of the world has been so insurmountable.
Yeah, so first, thanks Adriana and Vlad for inviting us. It's a great way to open our morning here in beautiful New York. I lost both my parents on October 7th. I lost many of my childhood friends. I lost people I knew my entire life. But 3 days after October 7th, Aziz reached out to me and offered his condolences. It was like a hand reaching out and saving me from the abyss. And in the last 2.5 years that we've been working together and co-authoring The Future is Peace, I can say that yes, I lost so many, including my parents, but I want Aziz. I want Aziz as a brother.
It's incredibly powerful. Aziz, tell us, you lost family members in this war. Describe what happened to you, what's happened to you, and how you both came. What compelled you to reach out to him?
Yeah, well, I reached out to Maoz because I know the price of losing somebody in your family. I lost my brother when I was 10 years old, was arrested, beaten in Israeli prison that caused his death. And I've lost cousins, I've lost family, friends. So I understood exactly what Maoz is going through. And the one thing we lack in today's world that I think we desperately need is more empathy. And reaching out to Maoz seemed the right thing to do, because he needed to hear from somebody that I wish I would have heard from somebody when my brother died. I felt it's the right thing to do, regardless if he would have responded or not. But he responded, and he responded with something that shocked me too. He said, I'm not only crying for my parents, I'm crying for every child that's being killed in Gaza. He showed also that empathy. And that's, I think, what brought our brotherhood together, is empathy, and that we care for every life, not just for those that we consider our own.
For people in Israel and the Palestinian territories who see the other side as the enemy, what can you tell them to help them get over that challenge, that obstacle?
Yeah. So both Aziz and I been a peace activists and working in peace, in tourism for many, many years. And what we learned is the first step in reaching a shared future and a shared society is knowing the other side narrative. To look to the other side in the eye and start listening and hearing their pain, their trauma. We both, Israelis and Palestinians, are traumatized. We are trapped in a war that is being going on for a century. And the only way to overcome is to look into each other in the eye and to partner together, to act together, and to prove once again that hope is not something that we can lose, it's not something that we can find, or it's not something that someone else will bring us. Hope is an action. And what we are doing in The Future is book, we are meeting many others, including bereaved families that are not losing hope. The contrary, we are creating hope by envisioning a better future for both people, for all people, and acting on a daily basis to make this vision into reality.
You know, during my time as a correspondent based in Israel and covering Israel and the Palestinian territories, one of the things that I always heard whenever I talked about something like this was from both Israelis and Palestinians, Vlad.
You don't understand.
You don't understand.
Right.
You are a newcomer here. This is something that you'll never get unless you are from here. But when I see the two of you, I wonder, what is it that your own people do not understand? Right. What is it that Palestinians say? I'm sure you've been attacked both by Israelis, you've been attacked by Palestinians because you are trying to bring about this future, this hopeful future. Can you describe that?
So first, I do want to say that, no, you don't need to be an Israeli and a Palestinian to understand. And we desperately need you to be with us. We desperately need your partnership with us. That's why we wrote this book, first in English. It'll be translated to Arabic and Hebrew and many other languages. But we need every American to understand that you are part of this story, and what you decide here affects us. The policies in America affects us. So we desperately need you. Please don't feel, when people tell you this, I think they're telling you to be indifferent often, and we don't want your indifference. We want your engagement. As for Israelis and Palestinians, I think we both know very little about each other's history, each other's narrative. We know very little. There's an assumption that this person, the other side, just wants to kill you, just hates you. And there's no other possibility. There's nobody to talk to. I've heard this so many times. I've been to Israeli classrooms, and I walk into the classroom, and usually the students look at me, and they're like, I'm the first Palestinian they ever met. And they have so much anger, they have so many questions. Most Israelis have never met a Palestinian before. Most Palestinians have never met a Jew, an Israeli, unless they are soldiers at a checkpoint. And so I'm the first Palestinian they meet, and I can tell you, the first 20 minutes, they're angry. The first hour, they're yelling at me, million questions. They want this, they want that. Why did you do this? But an hour after, they're like, wait, we understand each other. It's the same when I take Maoz to meet the Palestinian community.
What is that like?
First, I'm very well been accepted in the Palestinian community based on my history working for 20 years in Nazareth, the largest Palestinian city within Israel, which we share in the 7th chapter of the Future is Peace, how from a total stranger I become not just one of the community, but among the leaders of the community of the old city of Nazareth. And even back then when I just started, and even today, Israelis and Palestinians, they are telling us, you are naive, you are a dreamer. And we tell them, naive are those who believe that war will defend, that bombs will bring quiet, and war will create security. And my parents, living only quarter a mile from the most invested human barrier that was ever built on planet Earth, it didn't defend them. The bombs never brought quiet and war. For the last century, it never brought security to no one. So we are the practical. We are the pragmatic, the realistic, and we know that the only way to reach security and safety is through dialogue, through negotiation, through knowing the other side narrative, and those we are bringing many of those stories of ourselves, of our families, and peace activists that working on the ground nowadays will bring many of those stories into the future of peace.
We know that you are honoring your loved ones that you lost through this work, through this book that is not naive at all, practical, and provides a way for people to all be involved in this process toward peace, because the current situation just cannot continue.
Exactly.
Thank you both so much for your ties, Maoz and Aziz. Thank you so much.
It's incredible, and I really hope a lot of people read it and take it to heart. Thank you very much.
Again, the book is called The Future is Peace, a shared journey across the Holy Land, and we will be right back. This is CBS News 24/7.